Welcome back, everybody, to the Ultimate Texas Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Conradical. I got my good friend, Suit Steve, Fireball Bill, got Jason Cho here. We're going to be talking about local restaurants, amazing Korean barbecue, and all kinds of other cool stuff. Texas. Check us out. We are back. We're talking about some great Houston restaurants here. Local, fantastic Texas establishments, good folks, good people that are from our community here. So we're here with Jason. So Jason, tell us a little bit about the story. We're gonna dive into different aspects of it, but
who are you? What do you do? Yeah, what do you
sounds like
do?
Who is this guy sitting here? No. This is one of the coolest guys in Houston right now. So we thank you so much for coming on short notice to talk to the Rowdy Loafers, as we're called here. So.
All right. Well, the restaurant that you guys met me at, Karne Korean Steakhouse, it's Korean barbecue, the elevated experience.
Yeah.
Opened in November of 2022. It took about 3.5 years to get it open, so it's in the midst of COVID and everything. But
you opened like right before COVID.
Well,
and
so
what
happened was I was supposed to open in 2020, but
so you're right there.
The pandemic happened.
Oh man!
So I signed.
I'm sure
my
you're
lease.
Panic mode. Like, oh, what do we do?
Well, you guys have dined in before, so it's like a real hands-on kind of experience. And if you guys, it seems like COVID was a long time ago, but back then it was only to go.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do that concept to go, or people won't pay for that experience to go. So it's kind of a blessing. It was a little bit delayed, I guess. But just make the best out of the situation. But I would definitely say
you still got to pay rent. You still have all these overhead, right? To
oh man,
take care of.
Right. Yeah, it was tough. Definitely a lot of Murphy's Law, a lot of things that were out of my control. I did the best that I could to make it happen. But I would be very honest and transparent. There was a high likelihood that we weren't going to open. It was like impossible. Rent, you guys know what rent is in the Heights.
Yes.
My place is 6,000 square feet, brand new building from scratch. It's pretty crazy. Paying dead rent, having premium ingredients. The other delays was everything's coming from Asia. The ports are all closed. Just sitting there waiting.
Think about that.
Never even crossed my mind. I can't imagine.
Can't get anything.
The stress.
Like the tables that we grill on is from Asia. The utensils, the flatware, the smallwares, like everything is custom. And it's just sitting in the. I couldn't get it, so it was very, very stressful, as you can tell. But just make it work.
One of our drivers again to go there was I've always loved Korean barbecue. I know we're talking about steakhouse and barbecue. You can talk about the differences there. But I spent a lot of time oil and gas guy, right? And all of our stuff is built in Korea. So we go to Seoul or Busan, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. You can actually grill your own meat on this and have some drink and put your own garnish there.
Right.
And you can put some kimchi, whatever you want. You can go all in.
Correct.
It doesn't have to be very scary. I spent a lot of time in China. Scary when the Lazy Susan comes around. You're like, I have no idea what I'm going to eat. So I was like, give me back to Korea. Because it is such a great quality. And it's a social experience as well. So I got that for you, And in Texas, I think it's a great correlation is that we are, we're grilling, and it's like we're barbecuing.
Right.
So it's that. So I was like, we have to go, and we went there. And I swear to God, not just because you're here, it is the best place I've ever been. Not even in Korea, but
Well,
everywhere.
there's a story behind this. So we didn't intentionally go to your place.
Right.
So I want to tell everybody. I want to be honest with you. So we were here one night, and as we always are, late, and we were hungry. and there was 6 of us. We're like, let's just go have Korean barbecue. So we go down to the street, and then there's one on the corner.
Yep.
White Oak and I don't know what it's called. I don't want to know. Don't talk about it. White Oak and Cedarwood. And so that's what we always see because when we're driving in, it's right there. So let's go there. Well, they were closed.
Yep.
And then so we're like, what? We pulled it up, and it popped up. So we went in there, and it was by accident, but it was the most amazing. It was not accidental.
Right.
The most amazing experience we ever had.
So
the food was absolutely wonderful.
Oh.
The drink was wonderful.
The Wagyu was
presentation,
amazing.
I keep hearing about how good it was, but since I was not part of that.
Right.
So for me and those who are listening online and are not seeing this experience,
Sure.
Tell us about the experience that you get when you come in.
When you come in here, we always talk about our experience.
Right.
When you come in, it's the sights, the sounds, the smells, it's everything else. This place is identical. It's the whole experience, and they give you an experience. It's
The best
you want
way.
to give them more money when you so much.
Well, that sounds awesome too.
It's true. It's true.
The thing is like, I feel like Korean cuisine is a little bit underrepresented in Houston compared to, let's say, Chinese, Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, yeah.
You can get sushi at H-E-B now. So, I mean, but if I go up to a Houstonian, not everyone's going to say, I've had Korean food before. So I treat the restaurant, Karne, almost like a foreign country. And myself and my staff, we're your tour guides, trying to take you on this culinary kind of journey at the end of the day. Because when you see these foreign ingredients, you don't know what you're eating. It's like, I mean, everyone has had sushi before, but the first time you ever had sushi, when you say raw fish, you're like, no way, I'm not going to eat that.
Most people are not cultured enough to understand that experience.
And so we try, it's not really educate, but more guide people along their culinary journey. Now, someone like yourself, you said, you've been to Korea. I'm one of those Koreans that actually has never been to Korea yet. So every day I meet someone that's been to Korea that's not Korean, I'm like, man, I need to go. Honestly, I don't go because I don't know if I'll ever come back, but that's besides the point. But the food, we try to, I guess, at Karne, give you something familiar, which is steak, but wrap it up in a different presentation. And visually, it looks the same. Meat is meat, but when you eat it, where there's the marination or chef's touch, it tastes completely different. So it's using premium ingredients, which isn't really common in Korean cuisine. It stems from the Korean War, using kind of maybe lower graded ingredients and making it delicious. Well, now we're kind of going the steakhouse approach, get Wagyu or A5,
we had
or prime meat. Yeah. The same stuff they use at, let's say, Papa Steakhouse, Del Frisco, Steak 48, and chef is using those ingredients and making it into his own little creation. And people like yourselves have enjoyed it thoroughly.
I mean, that makes sense to me. Stemming from Korean history and using ingredients that. It's what you had. It's
right.
You took what you had, even if it wasn't really that great.
Correct.
And you made it delicious. So I can only imagine just conceptually taking that same process and doing that to something that's already amazing.
Correct.
A premium ingredient.
Right.
I'm like.
When we went there, his team
that's
they
awesome.
were so well versed as they came in, and when we came in, they sat down and explained every single thing that they did. And when they brought out food, this is this, they explained everything.
Yep.
And they actually told us how to eat it.
Right.
Because we don't know. I'm just dipping in. I'm eating stuff.
Grab it with his hands.
And I'm just like chowing
trying to
down.
culture
Like,
these guys. I have no idea. As far
you put this with this and this.
the
I'm
grill.
like, I like it like that.
Right.
But
we ate like a beet taco or something when we were there. Right?
yes, we did. We had a beet taco, I believe.
Well, it was actually a Korean radish that's pickled and then it's in beet juice.
Okay.
So but the radish is so large, it's way different. It's a Korean radish. So
That's what she said.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. So good. Yeah, the Wagyu, I mean, it was a unique thing, but it's so like tender. It's like just melting into the grill.
Right.
But again, as you said, you grab these different types of meats. But what I love is you have a different. You can. Bill, stop.
Sorry, he's making me laugh.
Stop. You take the meats off the grill, and you can use. You can put them in different sauces or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Dip the meat.
It's real similar to like Tex-Mex
yes.
or Mexican food where you make the fajitas and tacos.
I think that's why it correlates again.
It does. A lot of cross correlation on that.
Well, so I guess we kind of did the interview a little bit backwards.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in the restaurant business. What's your background? How did you learn how to do this? What was your inspiration?
So this is kind of I guess an emotional kind of tie as far as my introduction to or motivation to be in the restaurant industry. Yeah. I've shared the story a lot before, and I like sharing it because hopefully it's inspirational to others that hear it and listen to it. in my culture, or at least the way I was raised, we're not very affectionate, but we show love and compassion and loyalty through action, right?
Service.
Right.
Okay.
So my father, he came. I'm born in Houston. Grew up in Alief. Went from pre-K all the way to high school in Alief. My dad came to America in Houston in the 70s. He was one of the first ones to bring actually Taekwondo to Houston. And without any English or money really or anything, just came, opened up a school, dojo in the 78, still there to this day.
That's
and
amazing.
that's kind of
Cool.
what we
That's
did.
amazing.
Yeah.
We didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's my background.
So if you mess with him, he was going to kick your Don't kick your ass.
Don't rob that place.
So as far as how that relates to the restaurants, my dad, like being an immigrant, didn't know when to stop and taught every day. I went to New York one day after my sister got married in the mid 2000s, had something called Korean fried chicken. My sister was like, "Hey, you're gonna love it." I was like, "Man, it sounds like a gimmick. We're Korean. I've never even heard about it before." And so I went there, ate it, thought it was delicious. Came back to Houston, and I thought that would be a great business idea because I hadn't seen anything like that in Houston. I told my dad, like, "Hey, I have a great idea. I'm gonna open up a restaurant, and it's gonna be Korean fried chicken, and I think we're just gonna do so well that you can retire." So the first thing he said was, he's like, "Restaurant? Like,
I can just see like the stoicness of the
yeah, he's like, I haven't even seen you wash one dish in your life. What do you know about cooking or this or that?" And then
That's a dad.
Yeah, and then me, I was like, I know how to make it, but it doesn't matter because you just hire a bunch of people and you just collect money. It's gonna be fine, right? And he's like, you just
Silly
stop.
boy.
Yeah, just stop, And then I was like, let me make it for you, and then you can see if it's a good idea. So I made it for him one day. He ate it. He's like, all right, I'll let you try. Like, I'll let you try.
Wow.
So it was funny too. Like a month into owning my first restaurant, because I had never worked at a restaurant before in my life, never really cooked or anything, but I figured it out somehow. 1 month into it, it's like 3 a.m. I'm in the kitchen by myself washing dishes, and I'm just looking around like, what the hell did I get myself into? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But as far as before the restaurant opened, so I told him I wanted to do it. He said, fine, go for it. I'm not one to stop you. I know what your abilities are. But right after I signed the lease, I sold everything to have enough capital to open it. Then my dad actually passed away before even construction began. So he passes away. My motivation to do the restaurant is gone.
What year was this?
This is September is when he passed away, 2000, I believe, 13.
Okay.
Restaurant opened in November, December of 2013. So,
a lot going on.
yeah, I'm just like, man, this really sucks. I don't want to do this, but I'm already pot committed. I signed the loans, personal guarantees. You know how it goes when you start a business. So I was just like, this sucks, but I made it work. And then I've kind of caught on to this idea of like, hey, I'm Korean and there's not a lot of Korean things here. So that's been my passion, expanding the Korean concepts in Houston. And that's how Karne came about. So I have a couple restaurants, a couple businesses. I still run my dad's schools too, my own schools. So I got a lot on my plate, but it's
So you teach Taekwondo?
my whole life.
Really?
Yes.
Outstanding.
That's where I get my patience and my discipline, I
Yeah.
guess, because in the hospitality industry, you deal with a whole bunch of different
He
characters.
needs that.
Yeah.
So I've kind of like almost like a military kind of approach to things, but I also have that compassionate side where I have the patience and the discipline.
That's good.
It's tested almost daily, but I think it's helped me big picture on what I try to do.
Man, what a story. I mean, like, why the Heights? Why'd you come down here?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's been growing from, for a long time. I had a friend that's a broker. He told me about the property.
So your first restaurant was in Alief still?
No, my first restaurant that I opened was in the museum district.
Okay.
Over near the zoo.
Okay.
That's where I opened
was
the
that?
You got
Talking Bop.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
got that feel, and then you're trying to figure it out.
Yep. And then I started kind of like, I was doing that for a while, and then I had the idea of Korean, like not barbecue, but steakhouse. I was like, I seen it in New York and LA and Chicago, and I was like, just like how I started the chicken business, I was like, this is not in Houston yet, this style. there's the traditional Korean barbecue, but there isn't this iteration of this.
Not this, yeah.
And you could vouch for that too, because you
exactly. So we'd go down to Bel Air on the Beltway over there just to try to recreate that. I bring my friends there, and it was a little weird.
Yep.
It was a little sketchy and stuff like that. I was like, it can be done so much better.
Right.
And that's why, like, when your place, like, oh my God,
this is it.
Well, when we went there, we thought we were getting Korean barbecue, and it ended up being a Korean steakhouse.
Right.
But
with the same thing, though.
Holy
I mean,
smokes,
but with the greatness that comes behind it, the camaraderie of sharing something.
It was
You can
divine
do the
intervention,
dips,
because that
you
was
can do
the
the
most
thing.
amazing experience we ever had in a restaurant.
Even it's funny because we brought one of our guys like, oh, dude, I don't know Coach.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach.
We have a Coach.
Coach is the one that actually texted me. He called me.
Yeah.
But the
We have
thing
some
is,
country-fied folks.
Yeah.
the first time he's like, dude, what do you know? What?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Yep.
I ain't do because that was the perception. Like,
Correct.
And then he had
that's
that little
weird.
lazy Susan going around, and he's grabbing stuff. He's like,
I'm like, I
"Great."
promise you, like, I'm not going to steer you wrong. It's going to be fantastic. And then when we got there, he's like, dude, this is awesome.
No,
it was so
amazing.
awesome to watch that switch over their mind. Like,
Because I think it was almost like a year or so, the very first time I met you guys, I saw you guys in there, and I was just like...
So while we were there, they all went out and had the restroom or whatever, and that's when I called the waiter over.
Right.
And I said, hey,
Mike,
I said, hey, I want Wagyu for everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. And everybody got Wagyu. Everybody got to taste it. It was absolutely amazing.
Right. Awesome. Yep.
good wines, good the whole thing.
It was definitely a memorable experience when they showed up. Like you have it down.
And he wasn't there.
We told everybody. Which is great. We're telling everybody now.
You're going next. Yes, let's do it.
awesome.
We're gonna do it soon. I promise.
Yep.
It's good stuff. So, what's the next evolution of this? Are you going to continue to grow this? You're going to have multiple locations. What's your idea for the future?
I mean, not to get political or anything, but it's really hard to own a business right now.
Sure it is.
With the climate of the economy and everything. So I just want to kind of stabilize everything and just make sure that I can handle what I handle. And, of course, more is better, but only if you can handle it.
That's right.
And, I'm ambitious. Yeah, I'm ambitious, aggressive when it comes to business, but I'm also kind of I can be grounded if I need to.
Don't overextend yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to.
So you guys are happy where you are right now.
I am.
It's
I
good
am.
things.
Yeah. The hardest thing that I've experienced right now is I don't have enough customers or clientele that have your experience. And what I mean by that is when they walk in, they don't have a true understanding or appreciation of what we're trying to do.
Or sense of adventure and
Right.
do this and this.
And they're used to what they think is Korean food.
Okay.
Even if they haven't had other styles.
Well, get ready. We're gonna help you.
Can't wait.
We're
Yeah.
gonna help. We're gonna,
Most social
We're
ex-
gonna educate people.
Yes, exactly. If you want to go hang out with some friends and have something, you can eat some food, have the waiter bring it to you, or you guys can go and actually do it yourselves, and you can serve me the.
And you have someone there that's guiding you and telling you everything what you're doing, so you're not alone.
It's fantastic.
So
Next thing we're doing is karaoke. That's my next. I'm gonna open a karaoke bar.
let's do it.
Before you do karaoke, so what we have at the bar at Karne is we have a 7-day a week,
to say that.
$7 or less, 7 days a week happy hour we do now as well. So sometimes people don't want that whole Korean barbecue experience, but they want good food and good drinks.
Right.
In the Heights, you got
Outstanding.
happy hours 5 to 7 every
It's
day
all
now.
about the experience.
$7 or less. Is that
Everything,
what you said?
all the food is $7 or less. Cocktails on the menu are $7 or less. 7 days a week.
Spam, hot dogs. What is it?
Oh, it's actually.
I'm kidding.
Think about you could get a martini for $6, crab cakes for $7. I mean, it's just I went all out on the happy hour because it's the Heights. The Heights is known for happy hour, so I was like, even though we're elevated and kind of a fine dine or higher end restaurant, we can still make it very approachable so people could come every day if they want.
I love
Outstanding.
it.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait to go back.
All right, so we always
All
do
right.
the boot of the week, Jason.
All right.
So we're going to show our people here. They always want to see kind of what we're doing today. So move the whiskey out of the way as we always do. Full quill ostrich. So we do a bunch of different kinds of ostrich boots. We do the full quill, the smooth quill, or even a half quill. But ostrich is, again, extremely durable. It's very soft. It's a dinosaur, right? So it's
It's our favorite hide.
yeah, it's very thin when we take it. So the integrity. See, suit Steve's got them on right now, and you can wear them with the suit as well. But it's scuff resistance, chemical resistance, the best hide, probably for the money I think that you can get. This boot has got the brand logo of 1867 on it. It's cool, and we have the one over there, but one of the doves flying towards each other for memorable reasons.
Pools. Yep.
And pools.
Yep.
Good different pools.
Yeah, dates.
pattern,
You can
really
put
pretty
patterns.
You can put dates, initials.
7
however
to
you want.
24.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's cool. Just an overall classic, good cowboy bit. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
So we talk about boots. We talk about our local community. Talk about great Texans like Jason over here and great food. Go see Karne. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Adios.
Outstanding.
Thanks, guys.